That's what I'm talking about. Man, I got so many people hit me up in my inbox, man, on Twitter and on social media when they heard me on Bambina show a couple of days ago, man. It's like, man, I didn't even know. And that's the problem with this platform, man. It's just hard to get the word out. If I get you to listen for one day, I mean, I got your ass. I mean, you good to go. You're going to be a faithful Doug Stewart Show listener or Stewart Media and Entertainment listener. So, yeah, big shouts out to Bambina, man. I'm sure we got a lot of new listeners to the show because of the quick little 5 minutes I did on Bambina show. But shouts out to Bambina. Evidently, he didn't get the memo not to have them ninjas and stews on air no more. Appreciate that, Bambina. Now, come on. And I'm sure I'll probably maybe do a couple more things on national radio because, obviously, the Falcons in the Super Bowl and, you know, they want to get a Falcons slant. They want to get some real talk about the team and where they've been and, you know, where they're at right now as an organization. So chances I'll probably do a couple more interviews nationally, man. But thank you for checking out the show, bruh. From Sidney Jackson, Doug, did you direct everyone on Bambina's show to Spreaker and now you're about to move? Well, that's true. But trust me, when we make the full move, when we pack up the moving truck and make the full move, you know, all kit and caboodle, to the DougStewartShow.com, we'll have something very, very special on Spreaker.com to get the word out. Yes, we will. Don't worry about that. We got that all covered. From Clay Viola Davis, F. Bambina's alien-ass head. What? Man, come on, bro. Stop that. Shouts out to the great Bambina Jones. Now, I will say this. Do not get into a head-button contest with Bambina Jones. Don't do that. Do not get into a head-button contest with that ninja. But he's a good dude, great dude. We actually had Bambina. Bambina, when he was just a writer, like he had first got with ESPN, and I'm going to say this is probably like 2008. So he was kind of like what they call an up-and-comer writer. I think he had already had his podcast. What's it called? The Evening Jones or whatever. He had already had his podcast he had been doing for a while. But he had just got on with ESPN, not on air, but as a writer, I think, like doing columns or whatever. And, you know, he's from Atlanta. Either he's from Atlanta or he went to school in Atlanta, one of the two. I think he might be from Atlanta. But at the time, he was living in North Carolina, I think. But somehow, Bambina and his people got in contact with Shaggy, which was our former producer back in the day. And he said he wanted to just come on the show. It was like, oh, hell yeah. And we had read some of his stuff, and we didn't know him. I'd never heard him before, and he came in, and dude is obviously very, very smart. Is very, very smart, man. Came in, and next thing you know is he got his own show, big billing on ESPN, and the Stews are raising babies and doing podcasts. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but it's all good. I'm very proud of that man doing big, big things, man, and opening up doors for a lot of other people. Shouts out to Bambina Jones. From Sluggo X Squad, he says, Bambina's a sharp brother, but if he keeps talking ish about the Falcons, his ass can't come back home. So let me look this up real quick. And the comment that he made to me when I was on his show, it was, so I can't even remember exactly what he said, but it was kind of like he scoffed at the idea that the Falcons were going to win the Super Bowl. He should have a Wikipedia page. Bambina Jones he's from Atlanta. So when he said that to me, he laughed like, ha ha ha. Yeah, like the Falcons' chances of winning the Super Bowl. I don't really follow his show like that. So when he made some comment where he kind of laughed at the notion that the Falcons could win the Super Bowl, it kind of registered in my mind. I was like, wait a minute, ain't this ninja from Atlanta? Or didn't he go to Atlanta, Morehouse or something like that? And yeah, he's from Atlanta. Bambina don't got love for the Atlanta Falcons? What? Wow. Bomani Jones was born in Atlanta, Georgia, later moved to Houston. So maybe he don't really claim Atlanta like that. And he graduated from Clark, Atlanta. Wait a minute. I don't care that you moved to H-Town for a minute. I'm gonna have to call him out on this. Bomani is from Atlanta. I couldn't remember exactly what it was. He's from Atlanta, had a little stint in Houston, graduated from Clark, Atlanta, and he got no love for the Falcons? Whoa. Wow. What's that all about, folk? When I get back on with him, I talk to him again. I got to find out what's the deal with that. Now, you may not think that the Falcons are going to win, but, I mean, that was kind of like some lightweight shade that he said to me, and I'm sure you could probably find the recording or podcast or whatever of when I went on his show 2 days ago. But, okay, bruh. I mean, I'm not the biggest Falcon fan in the world. Obviously, I'm not. I'm not a born and raised Falcon fan, but, I mean, you got to feel excitement. You got to root for the home team, especially when you got ties to the city like that. You went to Clark, Atlanta? Home of the Panthers? From Jan from Snellville, I agree, Thorny. He's worth a shot. Let me grab a call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Doug Stewart, what it do? John Fisher in the building, baby.
John Fisher in the building. What up, baby?
What's going on now? Bomani used to be a Falcons fan, but he said that it was too much heartbreak over the years, and he had to let them go.
Oh!
After our interview was over, he said that it wouldn't be genuine if he jumped back on the bandwagon, so he can't just jump back on the bandwagon.
Okay, now truth be told, that kind of makes sense because I understand when you root for a team year in and year out and you continue to get let down year in and year out, so at some point you just throw your hands up. Okay, so he was a Falcon fan, but his heart has been broken so much that he just had to leave him alone, and he thought that he would be hypocritical if he jumped on the bandwagon the year that they went back to the Super Bowl.
Exactly. He was just like, man, it just wouldn't be right it wouldn't be genuine if I got back on the bandwagon. So he just got to leave it be where it is.
That's true, and I'm glad I heard that story. Thanks for the call, John Fisher, and that makes sense. You would be breaking some type of man law if you – right. I get that. All right, now there it is. I'm glad he cleared that up. All right, and so that makes sense to a large degree. I do think, though, if I was born in ATL, it looks like he wasn't raised in ATL, I do think that I would risk being called a bandwagon jumper if I was born in Atlanta, graduated from Clark Atlanta University the year that the Falcons went to the Super Bowl. I don't think that it'd be that bad if he says, you know what, I mean, my heart wants me to see the Falcons win. I wouldn't harbor on it too much. I wouldn't go crazy. I wouldn't act like I've been a Falcon fan for 50 years or whatever. Had season tickets. I wouldn't act like that. But I don't think it's too much to expect a guy with his ties to the city not wanting the Falcons to win. Right. But I get it now. Thanks for that call, John Fisher. That makes sense. From local fella Doug, Bo said he was tired of the Braves and the Falcons breaking his heart. Oh, I totally understand that. I get that. From Jose Negron, folks, there's room on the bandwagon for everyone. Atlanta's the great melting pot of bandwagon jumpers. Come back. A lot of people are taking heed, sir. From KC, Doug breaks man law by having 3 NFL teams, Raiders, Panthers, and Falcons. I don't have any NFL team, to be honest with you. Now, I root for the Atlanta Falcons, obviously. A couple of years ago, I threw some support around the Oakland Raiders because of the passing of the great Al Davis. I kind of paid homage to him. And the Carolina Panthers, as much as you may want to argue with me, I have all rights to support the Carolina Panthers, who is the official team of South Carolina and North Carolina. But I've told the story many, many times before. Like my entire life, I never had a quote-unquote football team that I rooted for. When all my friends and family were rooting either from the great state of South Carolina for the Dallas Cowboys majorly and secondarily the Pittsburgh Steelers, I never was on their bandwagon. Never. And I don't know why. I don't know why I never attached. Hell, I played for the Monks going to Cowboys for many, many years. I don't know why I never did. And so, when I got my middle 30s and early 40s, I mean, it just didn't feel right to just pick a team. And, at that age, you pick a team when you're a little kid. I said it yesterday. The only team that I call my team that I've rooted for my entire life, the only sports team in professional sports, is the Los Angeles Lakers. That's it. That is it. Everything else is because I support them for some particular reason or whatever. Like, I used to like the Miami Hurricanes when they had, Michael Irvin and all the trash talkers or whatever. So I like watching and rooting for the Miami Hurricanes, but I wouldn't call them technically, my team. Even the South Carolina teams, Clemson and Carolina. Hell, I went to South Carolina State. I'm a South Carolina State Bulldog fan, more so than a Clemson and Carolina fan. So that's the dynamic. But if anybody tells you or asks you who my favorite sports team in the world is, ride or die, I am a Laker fan, Shawty. On that note, let's get the hell out of here.
When Tupac was around,
yes, sir.
He wanted to raise a nation of thugs. But
yes, sir.
I think it's only right for me to raise a
Tell
nation
him, Gator.
of drugs. Frank Cole, Ernest Just, Oscar Cooper.
Hey, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. If you're new to the show, if you heard about the show through the Bomani Jones show, get it out. I guess that name is African. If you heard about this show through the Bomani Jones show, thank you for tuning in. This is how we get down. We chop it up. We have fun. We talk about sports, entertainment, and beyond. That's how we do it. Yeah. Shouts out to my producers. Waterhead Walter. Hold on. This is my favorite part right here. Yeah. Shouts out to my man, Brandon Butler, the consultant, pole politicking, assistant producer. Who else we got? Oh, my man, Pink Gator for this track. Yeah. And a special shout out, man, to all of the Stewies. Without you, there would be no me. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right, I tell you what. Be careful on them streets. We'll be back again tomorrow. Same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Y'all be careful on them streets. Peace.
When Tupac was around, he wanted to raise a nation of thugs. But I think it's only right for me to raise a nation of brugs. Frank Cole, Ernest Just, Oscar Cooper, Edgar Love, four founders, sons of blood and thunder. I'm wrecking for the Q, I know it make you wanna. Frank Cole, Ernest Just, Oscar Cooper, Edgar Love, four founders, sons of blood and thunder. I'm wrecking for the Q, I know it make you wanna. I'm always in the queue, but you ain't know. I'm resolute to the boot, you don't give me those. In that pack over there, that my dog team. Before I came out the womb, I had purple dreams. Schizo, that my line name. And A the Mule, that my chain gang. From my yard to any yard, I put that on my life. The Q's going hard. A whole nation full of bruh. Do your duty, lift it up. This ain't about yourself, ain't about your kids. Jail as a unit, and we gon' run the ship. The greatest rap on the planet Earth. But make no mistake, God, I put you first. See, I know my place, and I stand my ground. Cubes in the sky.